What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Abe Delgado over here with TrackHawk Shenanigans with another video. So like I talked about in the last video, I gave you guys a couple tips and tricks as far as washing your cars in the wintertime and what are my kind of go-to methods as far as washing goes and stuff like that. Well, today we're gonna get kind of deep into my detail arsenal. I actually think you guys are the first ones other than my wife to actually seen the stuff that I have. Maybe my brother, because I've helped him wash his cars and stuff like that in the past. I pulled everything out, and well, as you guys can see in the thumbnail, it's a lot. Okay, it's probably over the top, but you know, this is a hobby of mine that I love to do, and hope you guys can learn a few things throughout the process. But before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel or just checking this video out, hit that subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up if this video is informative to you and if you learned something new. And if you guys really liked it, go ahead and share it. Share with your friends, because come on guys, we're all here to learn and that's what it's all about. So let's share that love. Anyways, let's go check it out. So like I said, it's a lot to take in, I know, but as far as all these products goes, I've used just about every single one of them, guys. There's a couple new products that I've gotten that I still want to check out, but I'll kind of give you a rundown of some of my favorites and some of my go-tos. And like I said, all these products are different. None of them are the same. They might kind of do the same things, but they're all meant for different purposes, guys. All right, I'll get started with the couple of first things that I use when I go start and wash my car. So as you guys can see over here, this Iron X and Decon remover, those are some of the first products I use when I'm just gonna start from scratch and I want a brand new finish to the car. Okay. What it does, it just takes the decontaminants off the car. So after I do that, guys, I pretty much go straight to the wheels and tires. And one of my favorites, as you can see, is this Diablo Gel Wheel Cleaner. I love this stuff. Some of the stuff comes already concentrated for you, so you don't have to mix it in with water and dilute it. But this stuff is great. Always start with your tires, guys. Always start with the dirtiest part of the car, and most of the time it's around the wheel well and the tires. The reason is you don't want to clean the whole car and then afterwards go into town on the wheels and tires. All you're gonna do is get those contaminants and spray them all over the rest of the car while it's already been cleaned, waxed, and all that stuff. So start with the dirtiest part of the car, guys. Next, after that, I probably go into picking out a soap. As you can see, I have a couple different kinds of soaps, but some of my favorites and my go-tos, depending on the job, if I want to just get a quick, nice, clean wax and just don't really spend a whole lot of time afterwards, Glossy Works works great. It's one of my favorites. Same with the Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink is a classic and it's been around for a long time. Give that one a shot, guys, if you guys want to try it out. But if I want to just really dive into it, I'm going to give it a full detailing job, spend the whole day doing it. VO7 is one of my favorites. Gives it a nice high gloss, and especially if you add it on with the rest of their VO7 products. This black light, I got in a big tub over here. So this one's one of my favorites too. I used to own a black diesel pickup, like I said, and it goes really good, especially with the color of the TrackHawk. So after I clean it up with the soaps, I'll go ahead and dry it off. It just depends. Sometimes I'll use some VO7 to dry it off with, a quick detailing spray. It works pretty good. This stuff is really hydrophobic, guys. So if you guys have, you know, a lot of water in the car after you go ahead and rinse it off, that stuff is kind of hydrophobic, so it'll help kind of move that water down so you can go ahead and get it dried off right away, guys. The next thing I go to would probably be a glaze. A glaze is just another form of protectant and gives it a nice shiny look to it. Black light's one of my favorites. Like I said, I used to use it in my black truck all the time, but this one works good. So after you dry off the car, depending on the condition of the car, you might have to go into polishing and compounding. Just depends. Every car is different. Some cars don't need it. Some cars just need a very, very light, you know, touch up. This will just remove just the very light swirls and imperfections. This kind of goes a little bit more into it, and that as we go down the bigger numbers, guys, you know, this is for your more severe job, probably like an older classic car. But Usually I don't have to go this route. Most of my cars are in pretty good condition. I've only had to do a few cars in the 32s and the 34s, but not too often I go into the compounding stuff. Once you go into this stuff, guys, I mean, you're looking at like, you know, a few hours for the most part. I mean, it takes a long time to go through the car, especially when you got to go through it with a few times with 34s and then coming back with the 32. But if we're skipping that step, guys, we're gonna go into our glazes over here. This is one of my favorites, and I've bought several of these, the black light. Like I said, I used to use it all the time with my black truck, and it works great, especially in the TrackHawk color, guys. I mean, this is not like a super bright red. It's more of like a velvet red and stuff like that. It's a lot darker than you think, but that looks great. It looks awesome. So yeah, guys, after we get done with the glazes, we're gonna go into our sealants. And from what you can see, I have a couple different options for sealant goes. This is probably one of the more popular lines that they have as far as sealants at Chemical Guys, Jet Seal. I just used it for the first time this summer, and wow, it was worth every dollar. I loved it. And then I topped it off with one of my favorite waxes. Came back and I hit it up with the, where are you? Here we are, the Butter Wet Wax. The Butter Wet Wax is also one of their more popular products. This stuff works great with the Jet Seal. I've also used the black too. Like I said, I use this also with the black light, but this black paste, it's also a wax. Then afterwards, I'll hit it up with the quick detailer. Kind of my go-tos has been this VO7. Hit it back one more time after you hit it with the wax. It just gives it that nice eye-popping look, guys. But for the most part, this is kind of in the order that I use this stuff. Being winter, it's gonna be really hard, especially, you know, washing your car outside. Over here in Dakotas, it gets to the negatives, so I won't be doing much of that. Most of this stuff will kind of be staying dormant for right now. But like I said, my go-to for right now is taking it to the touchless car washes and coming back here and hit it with the EcoSmart waterless wash and wax. This works great, guys. I mean, check this thing out. I mean, it looks like it just, you know, came out of the detail shop, and all I did is spent 10 bucks at the gas station, then came back here and hit it up with the EcoSmart. One quick tip, because you use so much of this stuff, especially on bigger cars, you know, to get kind of tiring doing this all day, go ahead and get yourself one of these little pump spray guns. You know, it uses 1.5 liters. You know, you can fill it up to that, pump it up, then you kind of change the spray angle you want on it, and then just makes life so much easier. Like I said earlier, when you're washing your car, I always look at the forecast, see what it's doing, see what's the weather going to be like. You know, that's kind of how you gotta have to approach things. You know, you want to look ahead. You want to look that like there is going to be a deal out there. You know, especially on those bigger holidays, 4th of July, Halloween, especially right now, we got Black Friday coming up. Go and look on their online site, guys. They have sweet deals. I think 2 years ago, I bought some products like 30% off your whole cart, and that can save you a lot of money. Interior wise, you cannot go wrong with their leather products, guys. This is some of the best stuff I've ever used. I even use it in my furniture inside because I got real leather couches. And wow, every time I'm almost falling off a couch because it puts them so slick, and it doesn't give it a greasy look. It gives it like it's a brand new look with just a little bit of shine to it. It looks awesome, smells great. I can't say enough. My wife, she loves it when I go and clean the couches inside. So all this stuff, guys, would be useless if I didn't have the right equipment to use it. And when I mean my equipment, you gotta go with the dual bucket system. It's the way to go. I got some dirt traps in there. If you guys don't know what they look like, that's them. What they do is they keep dirt inside their trap so it doesn't come up to where your water is and where you're gonna be dumping your chenille microfiber wash mitt, so you're not picking up that dirt up again. And the reason for 2 bucket methods, guys, is because of that. You keep the dirty water on one bucket and you keep the cleaner water on the other. This is my random orbital tool that I use for buffing. I also use this to apply glazes and stuff like that. Works great. It saves so much time, guys. I know when I first started, I was doing this stuff by hand. It would take me hours. This stuff probably easily takes away half the time as far as when you're starting to buff and compound and all that stuff goes. Definitely recommend it. And like I said, I am huge on microfiber towels. You can never have enough, in my opinion. They work great, they pick up dirt awesome. You just gotta make sure you're washing them properly, guys. They have instruction videos on how to properly wash these so you can reuse them and they're good to go. On this second drawer, I got all my wash mitts, some dry towels, some microfiber applicators. Those come in handy too. I mean, there's some spots that are hard to reach and you're not gonna be able to, you know, apply it with a regular machine or anything like that. Sometimes you got to get in there by hand. Those come in handy. And then the rest of these, they're all the pads that I have. Each color means it's for a different kind of task. They're not all the same. I know a lot of stuff here you kind of just like, wow, that's a lot of different pads you got going on, but guys, there's actually 3 different sizes on here. With my machine, you can actually change this backing plate, and then you put a smaller plate on there. We got another smaller one over here. This is for those hard to reach places, like if you want to start doing the bumpers and stuff like that, you're not going to try to hit the bumper with a 6-inch pad on there. I mean, all you're going to be doing is just slinging product all over the car, just making it a bigger mess. That's why you want to have a smaller one and put a smaller pad on there. So one last thing I wanted to add too. I know I was talking big about those microfiber towels and stuff like that, but this is one of my favorite things and I wish I bought it a lot sooner. It's a microfiber kind of workstation deal, so when you're working inside the engine bay, you're not getting the car dirty. It has some magnet blocks inside here. Kind of sticks to anything, guys. It's awesome. So some people are like, man, why do you need that? You can probably get away with it, just be careful. I don't know if you guys can notice, but there's so much dirt on this towel. It's all over. So all what you're doing is, if this towel wasn't here, that dirt that's on my shirt, I'd be rubbing it onto the paint. And then while I'm inside there in the engine bay wrenching on something, that dirt that's on my shirt, it's gonna get rubbed on the paint and rubbed on the clear coat, and it's gonna start, making abrasion marks, scratches, and it's just gonna, if there's a way to protect it from doing that, why not do it? Anyways, guys, that's about all I got for right now. I sure hope you enjoyed all these products that I got. Hope you guys can try some of them out. I testament to this stuff. It works. I've tried it on a couple different cars. I've tried it on my brother's cars too, my wife's car. I wash her car all the time, and it definitely, it's a neck breaker. You definitely look over and you can tell it wasn't washed just at the normal gas station and stuff. So definitely hit some of these products up. They're great. They definitely work, but like I said before, hit that subscribe button, like this video if you find it informative. Definitely share it if you think someone else can take something out of it. But anyways, have a good day. Peace.